Hi folks, today we're going to make some lasagna. Let's see how that works. Hopefully this works alright. Okay folks, welcome. Here's an onion. I'm going to cut that in half. I just want to chop that finely. You can take the end off, make sure you peel it, get rid of anything that you need to. That brown skin is quite tough, so you want to get rid of all of that. Once I've peeled that onion, I'm going to open it up. I want to check out the onion, and if I have a look down it, I can see some lines. You can follow those lines, that'll be helpful for you to chop. So chopping towards the board, fingers out the way, that's always important. So chop through one way, turn it sideways, make sure you've always got a flat surface because a flat surface is important. So my hands are out of the way here and I'm cutting down towards the chopping board really gently. Turn it and then just chop through. Beautiful. Okay, so once all that's done, obviously I'll do the other side of the onion as well. So I've got both halves done. It goes into a pot over a low heat and I'm going to cook it for a long time. But first of all I want to finish off the other stuff. So I've got some carrots going there as well, and I'll also have some celery. So I haven't peeled my carrot, just cut it. See how it wobbles a bit? I want to lay it flat. That's always helpful for laying it flat. Cut through, and I want to have some, whatever size chunks you get, that's fine. Pile them up if you can. This is not about speed, it's about being safe with your knife. So just pile them up and then cut into little dice. That would be great once we've got those done. So the next thing after I've cut up my carrot is I am going to do some celery, but maybe I'm talking too fast, so just take your time there. If you need to, stop and get it, come back. So cut the ends off the celery, I've cut it in half. I'm just going to cut some lines through there, and it's going to be the same size as my carrot. Again, my fingers are out of the way here. Turn it on its side, line them up and just through. Take your time. So once all that's done, that's called a mirepoix. I put all of those into my pot. I've got a little bit of olive oil in there, and I'm just going to cook that down for about 20 minutes. So just let it go, stir every now and then. You want a bit of colour in there, some colour's good. So what happens next is I'm going to add some beef mince. Once my beef mince is ready, so there's my mirepoix ready to go. I could cook it longer, but this is fine. Beef mince goes in there. I've put in about 700 grams, I guess, 600 grams, but if you have less, put less in. If you want more, put more in. If you want to add lentils or something to bulk it out, do that. If you're a vegetarian, just add lentils. If you don't have lentils, just leave more tomato in there. This is just me chopping really fast with some background music. Enjoy. Okay, all the herbs are in there with the beef mince, and my meat's gone nice and brown. I'm going to add my tomatoes, a bit of beef stock. I'm going to add also some water from the can. I probably added too much there, so don't add that much, but you can cook it out. This is it after it's been cooked for probably about, I don't know, 20 or 30 minutes, just cooking down slowly. If you don't have time to cook it that much, that's fine. Just cook it for as long as you can. So while that's cooking away, while that's sitting there cooking off, I want to be getting to move on to my bechamel sauce. Bechamel has some flour, some butter and some cheese, a bit of parmesan and lots of milk. So we'll get that together now. So in a saucepan I'm going to melt off the butter and flour, that's called a roux, and I'm going to cook that for a moment till it kind of starts to go a little bit golden. Don't make it go brown, we don't want a brown roux here. Once I've done that, I'm going to take it off the heat. I'm going to add a small amount of milk and I'm going to stir. It'll get lumpy, but then it should thin out. Keep stirring till it gets thin. Keep doing that till, so back off the heat, add some more milk, come back. See the lumps, we'll get rid of those. Make sure you knock all of those lumps out as soon as you can. Once all of your milk's in and ready, we'll then chuck it back on the heat, and we'll leave it on the heat, stirring all the time till it's a nice thick roux sauce or a bechamel. Once that has got to the point where it's done, we'll take it off the heat. So once it's thick, off the heat, pour in your cheese, and then we'll start layering. So I've got this big pan, so I'll start with meat sauce, layers of pasta, I break them up to fit in there, And then I'm going to add maybe a couple of little flicks of the bechamel sauce. Again, more meat, more pasta, and we just keep going till we run out of meat and run out of pasta. Cheese on top, put it in the oven for 40 minutes, and then it's done.